the 10 biggest deal-making real estate business mistakes I've made so you don't have to make them. Number 6, trying to save money with cheap contractors and not doing it right. So let me give you a heartbreaking example of what happened to me and almost cost me my business and jail time. So do the business right, do things correct way. And my mother always taught me, act like everything you do and say is going to be on the front page of the paper, because it might be. And I've been on the front page for good stuff. So do it the right way. Follow the rules and laws. And I did not. So I was buying my own house to live in. And I remember I'm an active investor, getting great deals. I got a great deal in my own home. And I always challenge investors, what if you just get a great deal on one home, your own home, 20, 30, 40% below market, and all that good stuff. You can make a lot of money just on your own home. But anyway, I'd done a ton of investment deals, had all the systems, had all my mentors, and they taught me systems that I didn't follow them, and here it is. I bought this beautiful home, and before I bought it, I had a contractor go through it. It was 1804 Blair, and actually a very famous music star that I'm not going to mention was living in it, and he was in a bad way. A lot of trash. The house, some rooms had garbage up to almost the ceiling. It was a big 3-story home, beautiful home, in a fairly historic area of Nashville near Music Row. And 30, 40 people had looked at it to buy it with a great realtor, Mark Deutschman, and nobody would buy it because there was trash everywhere. And I went with my contractor, my good contractor, who swam through the garbage and came out and said, the house is in good shape. You don't have to paint it, but really it's just a lot of garbage. And he estimated that it'd be like, 8 dumpsters full of garbage at, $2,500, $3,000 a pop. Paint it, fix it, patch it. For 40, 50 grand, I have me a great deal, 40, 50 grand of repairs. And I'd be way below market. And he gave me a bid, and it was a good bid. I bought the house based on his construction bid, about 50 grand, I believe, taking all the trash out, doing it the right way, painting, cleaning, pulling the permits. And then I met a contractor named Dave. And Dave said, Robert, I'd love to work for you. What do you have going on? I got some duplexes, houses, painting, and I just bought my own home. He said, let me take a look at it. He goes, Mr. Robert, I got guys that work for like 8, 9, 10 bucks an hour. He goes, I can do this big job for 20 grand. What's your bid from your other contractor? I said 50. He said, I'll write it up. I can have it done for you in 2 weeks, 20 grand. I said, you're gonna follow the rules and laws? He goes, absolutely. And I'm saving like 50% or more of my money. And I'm like, Dave, you're the man. I'm so excited, saving almost $30,000. Now we have a system to screen contractors, check their last 3 jobs, make sure they pull codes and permits, get a plan from week to week and watch them. And I got so excited about how inexpensive he was, or cheap, that I hired him. And the first day on the job, he said, I need half up front. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. We do it week to week and check each week to verify what they're doing. I gave him 10 grand, which is like nothing, compared to what I was about to spend. He said, Mr. Robert, I'm going to start Monday at 8 o'clock. I'll have 4 guys over there, and man, in 2 weeks, we'll knock this thing out. Well, Monday morning, I gave him the money, or before, he called me up and said he's starting. And I was driving around doing my thing around Nashville, and about 10 o'clock, my phone's ringing off the hook. It's my wife, it's the neighbors, it's the police. No joke. So what did this Dave, cheap contractor, do? He went over to the house, and yes, he worked cheap. He took a lot of the garbage out back. This is a dense urban neighborhood near Music Row, and burned it in the backyard. Didn't put it in a dumpster, didn't pull codes or permits, didn't do it legally or ethically, which he promised me he would, but I didn't verify anything, so I'm responsible. I'm the CEO. You're the investor. You're responsible. But I was saving money. There were literally like 80-foot flames up beyond the house. I drove over there. The fire department was there. The police were there. The codes administration were there. They actually, I didn't know they could do this. They locked the house up. They put padlocks and said, you didn't pull permits. You're responsible. You're the owner. You're violating like 14 different rules. We could fine you tons and tons of money and make you pay for the firemen and the police and all that, and put you in jail because you could have burned, the middle of Nashville down. Well, I saved some money. Thank God nothing horrible happened. I did have to go to codes and work that out. I had to get a new contractor, and literally we were minutes away from probably burning the whole neighborhood down. And I would have been out of business and probably in prison. But it was cheap, and I saved some money. So I'm not telling you not to be smart with your money, but follow the system. I didn't. Verify the contractor, get referrals. If I would have called any of the referrals, well, I don't think he had any. If I would have done a criminal check on him, which we do on the contracts, I would have found disaster. I got excited because it was cheap. So here's a rule, don't make this mistake. Every time I try to save a lot of money the wrong way, it costs me a fortune. That almost cost me my business. So again, I worked it out, nothing bad happened. I did lose money. I hired the original contractor. The deal was great, so I still made money, but I learned my lesson the very hard way. Follow the rules and laws, you and the contractor. Don't cut corners, and do it the right way. It could save you a lot of time, money, or some free real estate called prison time.